I would like to welcome everyone to our 2025 Shenandoah County Candidates Forum tonight. Tonight we will hear from District 33 House of Delegate candidates. We will hear from Board of Supervisor candidates, and then we'll finally hear from our school board candidates. We would like to thank our partners tonight. We have 3 partners that made this possible. Our partners include the Alliance for the Shenandoah Valley, Farm Bureau of Shenandoah County, and the Shenandoah County Chamber of Commerce. We would also like to thank Angie Van for donating her time to record this evening's forum. We will make these recordings available online. Therefore, we kindly ask that you refrain from using your own devices to record. At this time, if you would please silence and turn off your phones. And the other housekeeping note that I have, if you need a restroom, the restrooms are located to my left on this wall right here. This forum is intended to be a civil, nonpartisan discussion of the issues. We ask everyone to be respectful throughout the evening. All officially registered candidates were invited to participate tonight. My name is David Hutton, and I will serve as tonight's moderator. And I will be asking all the questions. Every question you'll hear tonight was submitted by citizens attending this forum. Partner volunteers reviewed the questions only to ensure that they meet the required criteria. No questions are eliminated unless they fail to meet the criteria that was listed. The schedule for this evening, we will begin with the Virginia House of Delegates District 33 candidates. Then we'll pause briefly to reset before we hear from candidates from the Shenandoah County Board of Supervisors. After another short break, we will reconvene with candidates from the Shenandoah County School Board. Each candidate will begin with a 1-minute and 30-second opening statement. We will then move into the question and answer sessions. I will ask the questions, and every candidate will have the opportunity to respond. Each candidate will have 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer. To help us stay on schedule, we have timers seated next to me. The candidates will have 90 seconds to answer a question. After 1 minute, a yellow card will be raised to let them know they have 30 seconds remaining, and then at 5 seconds remaining, a red card will be raised. The candidate who started will have the opportunity, if they would like, to have a 30-second follow-up. Each candidate will finish up with a 1-minute closing statement. The order of candidates was determined earlier by random drawing. So we begin tonight with our Virginia House of Delegates, District 33. Again, it was random drawing on who would go first, and we'll start with Mr. Justin Pence.
Thank you, David, and thank you for all the partners that put this on, and I look forward to it. So thank you, Cathy, and hopefully we have a good discussion. So I will start by saying that I am Justin Pence. I'm a lifelong resident of Shenandoah County. I was born not 5 miles from here. Well, I was actually born in Harrisonburg, but born and raised 5 miles from here, lived there all my life. Product of public education. I graduated Central High School. I went to Virginia Tech, majored in animal and poultry science, minored in economics, moved back home, bought a farm close to my parents, 1.5 miles from my parents, and currently live there with my wife Jamie and our 10-year-old son Anderson, and been there for 20-some years, and never had political ambitions. But you look at the country and the way it's going, and that's driven me to throw my name in the hat and hopefully serve the citizens of the 33rd District. In the county, I've been involved for years. Started with FFA in high school, moved into Farm Bureau. I'm currently on the State Board of Virginia Farm Bureau, and involved in a lot of other, the Economic Development Council in the county and many other civic organizations. And I look forward to this forum this evening, and hopefully we get some good answers to the questions. Cathy?
Our next candidate is Miss Cathy Reck.
Hi, in case you didn't know, my name is Cathy Reck, and I am your candidate for Virginia State Delegate District 33. I am here to introduce myself as your candidate who is willing to work with all my constituents because I am worried about what will happen to Virginia's future. This position needs someone who will listen to their constituents and work for them. I have a strong technical background from working as a communications technician for Southwestern Bell and AT&T, to a communication field engineer at Johnson Space Center, to being an assistant to the head of the computer department at KUHT in Houston, then to working to computerize WAZR and WAMM here in Woodstock. I culminated my working career by owning my own computer and network repair business while maintaining 28 years of service to a nonprofit online technology academy as the CFO and registrar. And with my experience as a CFO, I don't believe in spending money you don't have. So I will go to Richmond to represent all of District 33 to obtain the best future of all of us while maintaining our way of life and all the rights we already have. I support fiscal responsibility, free speech, free trade, and the rule of law. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to put this microphone down, or try to. The first question tonight to the board, Mr. Pence, you'll begin. The question asks, what will you support to clean up our polluted streams and the Shenandoah River?
I'm a firm believer of agriculture and our environment and so forth, as I said earlier. It's imperative that we protect the water. That's one of our resources that is diminishing. As we bring in industry that uses water, it's a big problem. All the housing, so to clean up the rivers, there's no silver bullet to clean up the rivers. We just need to watch, as far as agriculture land, we watch what we put on the fields, we watch where it goes, and we don't waste it because it's expensive. So I think we just need to be aware of the wasteful, some of the communities and people in towns and so forth can go to Lowe's, buy bags and bags of fertilizer, put it on their yard, and it goes right in the gutters, right into the water system. On my farm and my father's farm, my mother's farm, we have done programs to do the fencing out the streams. We've drilled wells, we put in waterers, all in the name of trying to save the Chesapeake Bay. So I think conservation projects are very important. I think state funding for that is imperative. We've had full BMP funding for the last couple years. So that is very imperative that funding still goes on. So that's a big program that I support.
Ms. Reck?
All righty, there's another answer for this. The rivers and streams in all of District 33 can be cleaned by placing riparian buffers, which are simply berms that filter water. And there are grants in place to get those things. So this is a matter of improving our infrastructure and getting things out there to clean the water. Thank you.
Thank you. The second question tonight, Ms. Reck, you'll go first. What will you do to protect workers' rights?
Oh boy. I could talk about this forever. Okay. First of all, the Right to Work Act, which is about the only thing that our predecessor did while he was in office. I grew up in a union shop. Let's just start there. I started at 19 at the phone company, and it was, and I joined CWA. Now, with that, I was able to be educated as to what my job was, safety training, even defensive driving. And everybody's going, well, what about the union dues? Well, honey, it isn't that much. It's a very small percent of your paycheck. I think I paid $7 a week or something like that. So, and there's no law that says you have to be in a union. But these big manufacturing plants don't take care of their people. I've been there. I've seen them get injured. And I've seen them get fired because they were injured. So no, I am not real happy with anything doesn't have something to protect the workers. Thank you.
So if we lose right to work in this state, it'd be detrimental to the state. The unions, in all instances, aren't bad, but Prince William County just tried to put in unions, and they lost $1 million. It's the unions allow in corruption and all these things, and it's just not going to work if you have a full union mandated state, and plus the taxes that it costs the state. It's just I believe in small business. I believe in a entrepreneur's right to have the employees they want to have, and I don't think we need to lose the right to work. It would be terrible for the state.
Yes. 30 seconds.
Okay. First of all, no one's making anybody join a union, especially not in a small business. Small businesses are not union safe. That's not something you need to have. Second, most states don't have right to work, and they're not losing any money. And third, it's safer. It's just safer. And plus, like I said, no one is forcing anybody into a union. That's it.
Mr. Pence, our third question tonight. Virginia has some of the court. This question states that Virginia has some of the loosest campaign finance laws. Virginia has some of the loosest campaign finance laws in the nation. Will you support legislation to prohibit state-regulated corporations from mailing campaign donations?
I don't know why I wouldn't. I don't, I've taken money from some lobbyist already, and that didn't buy my vote. I don't care how much money anybody gives me. I'm going to vote how I want to vote, and what's right for the constituents of the 3rd District. So, to me, I think that you look at some of these big companies, that the millions of dollars that they've spent on lobbying different House, Senate, and even national politicians, it's ridiculous. And it makes you think some of the bills you pay to these companies, you don't really want to see it go to lobbying dollars, but it does. So I don't have a problem with the reform of that. No, sir.
Ms. Reck, will you support legislation to prohibit state-regulated corporations from mailing campaign donations?
Again, I have to agree. I would rather have your vote than your money. $100,000 does not buy 100,000 votes, and you can't win without the votes. This is all there is to it. So, but what I would like to see regulated, though, is how candidates and people who win the elections spend their money. They have recently passed a law where they couldn't buy houses and cars anymore from it. You have to spend it, either you spend it on your campaign or you donate it to another campaign or another nonprofit. That's what I want to see happen.
Thank you. Our next question tonight reads, the estimated percentage of undocumented immigrants working in the United States agricultural sector has been as high as 50 to 70%. In your opinion, what effect would this loss of workforce have on Virginia's agricultural economy? Ms. Reck?
Well, I did talk to a farmer, and he does need help. And he sees this as a great loss to his farm, not being able to hire workers. So it's going to be something we're going to find out about. We're either going to have to get people out there that, having a hard time sitting at a desk, get out there and pick apples, because somebody's got to do it. And I don't know, I'm from Texas. I've always had immigrants in my area. And we just, I like every one of them. I can't help it. I tell you right now, Hispanic workers are the best workers I've ever known. So what happens to these people? It's a national problem, really. It's not really something that we can do anything about in our own state. It's, you know, something we have to push up to national level.
So we have a current federal program called the H-2A program that brings in legal workers from all countries, a lot of countries. The poultry plants use them, the orchards use them. A lot of people bring in H-2A workers. H-2B workers, I think, work on dairy farms. So there's all different kinds of programs to bring in workers legally. I don't think we need to have illegal workers. And we don't, I don't think, have that many in our district. I really don't, because they check the poultry plants, they check the orchards, they're regulated, it's mandated. So I don't think the bad actors, the ones that come illegal and have bad intentions, are the ones we need to, trying to get rid of. I think the ones that are here in the federal program, it's great, and Ms. Reck is right that they are great workers, and we need them. They're crucial to the agriculture industry. But I think that if they follow the federal guidelines, I have no problem with it.
Trump is deporting H-2B workers. He just cleared out that plant of all the Korean workers, just rounded it up, sent it back, and they were there to help build the plant. And again, that is a national issue, but it's affecting all of us. Okay, so he's no help. Thank you.
This is our final question of the night, Mr. Pence. The question reads, what would your reaction while you were attending a peaceful protest to the statement, "You don't love America"? And do you believe that Americans do have a right to peaceful protest? Can you repeat that? The question reads, what would be your reaction while you were attending a peaceful protest to the statement, "You don't love America"? And do you believe that Americans do have a right to peaceful protest?
Absolutely, I believe that all Americans have a right to a peaceful protest. But there's a time and a place and a proper way to do it. This question hits close to home because I asked the question to the people on the bridge one Saturday. I said, when you're flying the flag of the United States upside down, that makes me wonder if you love America. And I do love America. And so when I asked that question, I was met with a response that was, I'm not even going to repeat it. It wasn't nice. So that told me right there that you can't engage with people that far over the edge. And so what's happening in the world today, if we had a Charlie Kirk who was not a Republican, who was on the Democratic side, it would be chaos in the streets. And it's not that. We all need to come together. We're not for political violence of any type. We all need to get along. And that's easy things to say, but, it's just trying to be respectful for the country is tough. And when Joe Biden was president, he wasn't my president. I didn't like it. But you know what I did every day? I got up and worked, and I paid taxes, and I did the stuff in the community that I always do. So, that's what I encourage people to do. Continue on your regular life. Our president is our president. We've got to respect that. So,
Miss Reck?
Okay, first of all, an American flag hanging upside down means that America is in trouble. And we are in trouble. When we have a president who does not follow his oath to protect the Constitution of America, we're in trouble. When we have a president that is taking away our rights, who is taking away our free speech, who is actually going after people, that's not right. And I can't support that. I supported Bush, even though I left Texas when he was governor. And I even knew Reagan was going to screw everything up, but he was my president. So I cannot agree that we do not love America. We love America so much that we want to see it right. We want to see it the way it's supposed to be.
At this time, we'll have closing statements of 1 minute. Ms. Reck, you'll go first.
Closing statements and things like, well, we really need to do something about 81, don't we? And I'm one of those people, I grew up in Houston, Texas. I learned to drive on those freeways. When the traffic is moving, I kind of consider that to be okay. But lately, no, it's getting worse. So yeah, one of the issues I want to work on is taking care of 81. Now I think maybe a lot of our traffic problem is because they're rebuilding 81. So growing up in a city that they're always working on the freeways, I kind of know how that goes. I think we should have clean air, clean water, and education. I want to see another a satellite school for one of the community colleges right here in Shenandoah County. I just, triplet tech is all well and good until you graduate from high school, then you don't have any place to go. Unless you want to drive far away. Okay, so I'm ready. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Thank you. Mr. Pence.
So I am for, my number one thing that I'm saying I'm protecting is farmland and where our food comes from. It's the number one industry in the county, the state. I'm for education. I'm for more parental involvement with their kids' education. I think they need to be involved until the kids are 18 and then they can go on their own way. I think we need to be concerned about affordable and reliable energy. That's the biggest thing that's going to be facing this state in the next year for the next delegate in Richmond. Energy is a huge concern with the data centers, and we're all guilty. We all have cell phones in our pockets, and we're all guilty for the data centers, so we need to take care of it. I look forward to serving the people of the 33rd District, and as Ms. Rex said, I'm going to serve everybody. Anybody that has a concern, I want to talk to them. I've already made up my mind. I want to know both sides of any issue before I make a decision. And that's my plan on doing it. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Mo. At this time, we'll take a short break, and then we will reconvene with the Board of Supervisor candidates at 6:30.